all these women, why do you think they have band together to target you in the way that they have?
If I were to guess, it's because last year I maybe embarrassed them a little bit with things that they may have lied about or skewed. And so this was their way of getting back at me. The nanny reaching out to me, my daughter going on that podcast to tell her side of the story that she didn't get to tell on a reunion stage, embarrassed Emily. Calling out Heather about paparazzi embarrassed her. So I think that this was the way to get at me.
What regrets, if any, do you have from season 1? What would you have done differently if you could?
At the end of season 1, I was regretful of a few things, but now I'm not. Just like this season, I wish I would stick up for myself more, be a little bit more vocal, but this is who I am. I am very much in person the same as I am filming. I'm very much the same person. So although I'm like, damn it, I should have said this, or I should have, that's who I am. I do need to get more confident in standing up for myself. But in those moments, I was very authentic and very real. Although I regret not being a little more vocal, I don't really regret anything from first season.
Do you think that the women are banding together to essentially get you to leave the show?
That's what it feels like.
Will you not do that, please?
I'll be very
If you
angry.
can come on as my friend. I will. He and a friend were coming down to Orange County for lunch and asked me and Jen to lunch. Jen was somewhere. I was out doing errands and I said, sure, I can pop by for a little bit. And we had lunch.
Do you regret having that lunch with Kiki?
I do. I think I idolized her a little bit. I loved supporting a woman in this social media, pop culture, Bravo, reality TV space, and also a woman of color. And I loved that. And I think that when we sat down and she said, everything is off the record, everything is off the record, she didn't hold true to that. And I did not tell her the thing that you're going to ask me if I told her, but we discussed a lot of things that lunch, mostly how I felt about being a housewife in my first season.
So you think she's lying?
I think that we have different interpretations of the truth.
I was about to say, do you feel like it's more of a miscommunication where it's you, and correct me if I'm wrong, said she went to the hospital and Kiki took that as well, you only go to the hospital if something's wrong. So
I did not bring up Gretchen.
Oh.
There was no reason for me to bring up Gretchen. This was early fall that we had that lunch. And Gretchen didn't even let Jen or I know. Well, I can't speak for Jen, but Gretchen didn't let me know she was even coming back until the middle to end of December. So I'm not sure why I would have even brought Gretchen's name up.
You seem to have some friendships in this space with people who consider themselves bloggers or were considered bloggers. Were you surprised by what seemed to be these unwritten rules by some of your peers about who you could and couldn't be friends with?
Yes, because half of my cast are quote unquote bloggers. So that means content creators, podcasters.
Is that what you consider a blogger?
I don't use the word blogger. I feel like blogger is like MySpace. My husband has been in media for over 20 years. I've been in media. So being friends with quote unquote bloggers is not weird for us. We eloped with some people, some friends, and 3 of those people are quote unquote bloggers. They're journalists. And actual ones. Going back, should I have had those relationships? Maybe not. But the fact that I'm friendly with people in media is not weird to me.
Who do you think in your cast is being the biggest hypocrite when it comes to this conversation about relationships with people in the media, bloggers?
Well, it would be a toss-up between Gina and Gretchen, because when they had that sit down with Kiki, Gretchen said, oh, it's great to meet you. And Kiki was like, well, actually, we've met. And then I see pictures of Kiki and Gina show up on social media. And she was very quick to reach out to the Kiki and this other person that's involved. That's a journalist. So it's kind of a lot of hypocrisy, actually.
Has your relationship with any of these people in media/bloggers changed?
Yes, I have taken kind of a step back. I don't trust anybody. I do feel used, but I also made some rookie mistakes that I shouldn't have made concerning the quote unquote bloggers. I am more careful.